Hello, this is Kuko from ERCO, Immigrant and Refugee Community Organization, Portland. I'm going to read an interesting story to you today called Solway, written by Lupita Nyong'o, illustrated by Vashti Harrison. Can you describe the girl on the cover? Do you think she is a happy girl? Why or why not? Do you see a necklace on her neck with a star? Solway. What do you think Solway means? What do you think the story will be about? Solway was born the color of midnight. What color is midnight? Can you count the stars on the picture? She looked nothing like her family, not even a little, not even at all. Mama was the color of dawn, Baba the color of dusk, and Mish, her sister, was the color of high noon. Hardly anyone at school looked like Solway either. People gave her sister Mitch pet names like Sunshine and Ray and Beauty. People gave Solway names like Blackie and Darky and Night. Solway felt hurt every time. So she hid away while her sister made lots of friends. In what ways does the family look alike? How many people are in your family? Do you look like anyone in your family? Perhaps you look like your sister or not. Zoe dreamed of being the same color as her sister. She wanted real friends too. Why is Zoe unhappy? Do you ever feel like this? So she got the biggest eraser she could find and tried to rub off a layer or two of her darkness. That hurt. She crept into Mama's room and helped herself to her makeup. Oh no! She would hear about this from Mama. So we decided to work from the inside out and ate only the lightest, brightest foods. What is Solway doing in each of the pictures? With a stomach ache, she went to bed early and turned to God for a miracle. Dear Lord, why do I look like midnight when my mother looks like dawn? Please make me as fair as the parents I'm from. I want to be beautiful and and just to I want to be beautiful and not just to pretend. I want to have daylight. I want to have friends. If you hear me, my Lord, and would like to comply, may I wake up as bright as the sun in the sky. Amen. When Mama came in to wake her for school the next morning, Zoe rose to find not a trace of daylight in her midnight skin. Do you ever say a prayer asking the Lord for something special? What do you ask for? So we told Mama everything. Mama asked, "What is your name?" "Zoe," she muttered. "And what does it mean?" "Star," she whispered. "Do you share your problems with your mom or your dad?" "How do you know her mom loves her?" "Brightness is not in your skin, my love. Brightness is just who you are." As for beauty, Mama said, rubbing Zoe's stomach the way she always did to comfort her. "You are beautiful," Zoe sighed. "Well, you are beautiful to me, but you can't rely on what you look like to make you feel beautiful, my sweet. Real beauty comes from your mind and your heart. It begins with how you feel you see yourself, not how others see you. Now, up you get and out you go." How could she, as dark as she was, have brightness in her? How could she have beauty when no one but her mother seemed to see it? How could she be a star? What is Zoe thinking about all day in these different pictures? That night, a shooting star appeared at Zoe's window. "The night sent me," the star said. "Come with me." Zoe hopped onto the star and off they went. Where do you think the star will take Zoe to? "Long ago, at the beginning of time," said the star, "there was night and day, and they were sisters." What do you see in the clouds as the star takes Zoe along? They loved each other very much, but people didn't treat the sisters the same. What differences do you see between the sisters? People gave Day pet names like lovely and nice and pretty. People gave Night names like scary and bad and ugly. She felt hurt every time. Well, Night got fed up and walked right off the earth. From this picture, why does Night decide to leave the world? Have you ever felt like that? They stayed behind and enjoyed making everybody happy in the sun. But then they grew too long. They began to really miss her sister. So did everybody else. What happens when it's day non-stop? Do the sisters miss each other? There had to be a way to get her back. Day set off to find Night, and she did. I miss you, said Day. I miss you too, said Night. But you don't know what it's like to be treated badly for being dark. You're right, I don't, they replied. But what I do know is that we need you just the way you are. Come and see. What differences can we distinguish between day and night as described? Night returned and the people rejoiced. We need the darkest night to get the deepest rest. We need you so that we can grow and dream and keep our secrets to ourselves. The sisters, the stars chimed in. Brightness isn't just for daylight. Light comes in all colors, and some light can only be seen in the dark. While day had a golden glow, with night everything had a silver sheen, elegant and fine. Day told her sister, when you are darkest, it's when you are most beautiful. It's when you are most you. Could it be that night did not need to change? Not even a little, not even at all? What does day love about night? Now that night and day were back together, a little bit of night returns to day in the form of shadows, and a little bit of day returns to night in the form of moonlight. They were inseparable from that moment on and promised to celebrate the brightness in each other, whether people choose to see it or not. What part of night is seen during daytime? What part of day is seen during nighttime? You see, the star explained, we need them both on their sunniest day and their darkest night, and every shade in between. Together, they make the world we know, light and dark, strong and beautiful. What does Zoe see when she looks down from the star? Zoe rose the next morning, beaming. There will be no hiding anymore. She belonged out in the world, dark and beautiful, bright and strong. What does beaming mean? What is the sunbeam?